So today we are going to discuss about some basic concepts actually. Basic concepts that should be aware of a person who is working as a DevOps engineer. That should be aware by a person, not of a person actually. Okay. So what exactly are these? So before, if you want to become a DevOps engineer, if you want to become a DevOps engineer, you should know about you should know about system administration. You should know about server administration. Yeah. So what exactly comes under system administration? What exactly comes under server administration? We'll discuss about that. But every DevOps engineer should be aware of these two components, these two responsibilities actually. These are not called components, these are called responsibilities. How exactly is system administration will help for DevOps engineer? How exactly is server administration will help for the DevOps engineer? The reason is any DevOps engineer will do implement his roles and responsibilities in order to automate either the components of the system administration or the server administration or the project administration. These are the three main roles responsibilities of a DevOps engineer. So, in order to be a best DevOps engineer, you must and should know about system administration and server administration. So, if you ask me about the what exactly the roles and responsibilities of these two roles are, I'll tell you. Suppose if you see a person who is having at least 5 to 6 years experience, not now, before, I mean, yeah, now 6 years experience or 5 years experience, and he started the career about almost like 2015 or 14 time. We have a role called system engineer, and then he become system administrator, then he become server engineer, then he become server administrator, then he become cloud engineer, then he become cloud administrator, now he become DevOps engineer, now he become DevOps administrator. If he has more experience on the DevOps, he become DevOps architect. So this is one of the path actually. How exactly a person who joined the IT industry almost like 5 to 6 years ago as part of the some IT administration team. This is the path of this journey actually. First of all, he will become a system engineer in the after internship completed and our internship during internship, and then he will be assigned with the role called system administrator, system engineer, and system administrator. Once he got enough experience on the system side, he will be moving into servers. So he'll become server engineer. Once he got experience on the server, he'll become server administrator. Then cloud is introduced into the market, so he adapted to the cloud engineer, and he got enough experience on the cloud engineer. He became the cloud administrator so that he can do anything on the cloud. and due to the projects are adopting the DevOps culture, he also moved to the DevOps part. So he became DevOps engineer, and he got enough experience in the DevOps roles and responsibilities. So he became the DevOps administrator. Once he has the complete knowledge on the DevOps end-to-end life cycle, he can design the he can implement the solutions to adopt the DevOps culture by multiple projects. So he became the DevOps architect. This should be an ideal journey. I don't say like everybody will be falling under this category, but this should be the ideal journey of a candidate of 6 years experience. If he is improving his skills from the level of joining to as on date. Okay, so as a DevOps engineer, everybody should have the knowledge of system administration, server administration. So then what exactly, what are the different components or what are the different topics that we need to know as a system administrator? Before that, let me tell you something. I hope everybody is aware of the some basic concepts or some basic information about the operating system. So we have two kind of operating systems. First one is client operating system. Second one is server operating system. We simply call this as client OS, and this one called as server OS, right? So we have, the operating systems. We have again two kind of operating systems. One freeware, second one is licensedware. Again, we have two kinds of operating systems. One is 32-bit operating system, second is 64-bit operating system. All of it clear? So if you ask me about client operating system, what are the examples? I'll say like Windows XP, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 10, Windows 11, and CentOS, RHL version, RHL client, Ubuntu, Fedora, and so on are called client OSs. If you ask me about servers, Windows NT, Windows we call like Win2K3, which is Windows 2003, Win2K8, which is Windows 2008, 2008 R2, then 2012, 2012 R2, 2016, 2019 now. Okay, but in shortcut, why what we call them? 2K3, 2K8, 2K12, 2K16, 2K19. So if somebody said you like 2K, 2K12, 2K16, 2K19. That means 2019. Okay. Basically, we call them like Win 2K3. In the real time, we'll be calling them like, we won't call them like 2003 or 2008. 2K8. Win 2K8. Win 2K12. Win 2K16. They may call Windows 2016 or Win 2K16. Anything. Okay. So this is about the servers. And not only this, not only this, we have like uh, Linux servers, or Ubuntu servers. I mean, Ubuntu is a flavor of Linux basically. So Linux servers also, or Solaris servers. Okay. And if you ask me here, you may ask me like Mac also a client OS, right? Yes, Mac also a client OS. So this is about the different flavors of the client operating system and server operating systems we have available in the market. So if you ask me, we have two kinds of operating system. So basically, Linux flavors are Linux flavors are freeware. You can download freely and install. Windows flavors and Mac OS and Solaris are licenseware. Apart from this, Linux also comes under the licenseware, because if you want to get support from the Linux company, Linux support team, then it will comes under the licenseware also. Okay. Then, so every OS will be having an architecture basically. That architecture will be basically of 32-bit or 64-bit. That's it. So 32-bit will be called as x86 architecture. 64 will be called as x64 architecture. Perfect clear? Every DevOps engineer must and should have the knowledge of the system administration and server administration. So for that one, I'm taking this class today. Very, very minute basics class. Hope all of you clear. Okay. So if you ask me about this, now how to find when you are logging into a system, how to find which OS you are using. Which OS you are using. Simple answer. In case of Windows, type this is for type msinfo 32. So when you execute this msinfo 32 shortcut, msinfo 32. When you execute this msinfo 32 in the run, you will be getting the basic information about the system summary, like which OS you are using, which version you are using, and what is the system name, and what is the system manufacturer, and system model, system type. So this system type, my laptop is 64 based OS architecture, 64 based architecture OS, and my laptop is Windows 10 Pro. All of you clear? How to find the architecture of the how to find the architecture of the OS that you are using in simple data. All of you clear? And if somebody asks you what is the username, with which user you have logged in, here you can see with this user I have logged in, and this is my laptop name. Okay, how much RAM that is available in my laptop? 16 GB. Hope everybody is clear about this one. How to find the architecture or the user details or the memory details or the host name of the system that you are using. Are we clear? So this is one way. What is the other way? Open the command prompt. To type msinfo32, you will get from here also. The other way is if you type if you type system info. So in the system info also you will get the same values here. System type, host name, which OS, when actually this OS is installed, when actually this laptop is restarted, what is the manufacturer of the laptop, what is the model of the laptop, how many processes are installed in this laptop, and what is the system language, input language basically, and which time zone you are dealing with, and what's the amount of the physical memory. All of it clear? But you might get a question like, why do I need to know about this? Why do I need to know about this? The reason is in order to doing, in order to create some, in order to create some pipelines for deployment of the applications into the servers in the real time. Deployment of the applications into the servers in the real time. You need to know for which OS you are dealing with, for which architecture you are dealing with, and how much memory I should have when I'm deploying this code in the server. How to read that information in the runtime. So all these actions for to automate all these actions are to get these values in the runtime when the pipeline is getting executed. You need to get all these values. You might need to read all these values from the system. In that case, you cannot log into server, and you should not be able to log in. You should not to find them in from here only, from your local machine only. So we'll be discussing about how to find the information of the servers when you're deploying the code in the later time. But at least we should be aware of the finding the information in your local machine first. So that's why. So if you type msinfo32, you will get the a window box with all the information. Or else, if you want to get in the command prompt, you can get in the system info. When you execute the system info, you will get this. All of it clear? So if somebody asks you how to find the architecture of the OS, how to find the total installed physical memory, and how to find the host name, and how to find the which OS is installed, and when it is installed, when exactly the system got restarted, all this information can be gathered from any of these two commands. Okay, next question. How to find your laptop or desktop host name? How to find laptop or desktop hostname? Simple. Go to command prompt and type hostname. Okay. Go to command prompt and type hostname. In this way, we can find. The other way is if you type sysdm.cpl, here also you will get. Okay. How to find your desktop or laptop hostname? If you type command prompt, if you type hostname in the command prompt, you will get. Or else, if you execute a command called sysdm.cpl, you will get hostname details. All of you clear about this one? Guys, acknowledgement please. Okay.
How to open the command from, sir?
Sorry.
How to open the command from?
Just open run and type cmd. You'll get command prompt. Any questions please?
సార్ ఈ రోజు క్లాస్ రికార్డింగ్ అవైలబుల్ ఉండదా సార్?
రికార్డింగ్ అవుతుందండి.
రికార్డింగ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే.
I mean, I'm recording the today session, and this session is completely discussing on the minute basics that a DevOps person should be aware of. Okay. Yep. Next. So that is fine. You got the laptop. You got the host name of the laptop or desktop. That's fine. But you want to go to do some activities on the users of the laptop basically. I mean, you want to create user, or you want to delete user, or you want to modify the username, or you want to reset the password. In that case, where do you need to go? Once again, go to command prompt or run. Anything is fine. And type and type comp mgmt.msc computer management.msc. So you will get your computer management screen, and then go to local users and groups, and then go to users. Then you can see which users are part of this laptop or desktop. All of it clear? You should be able to know all these actually. Okay. So which groups are part of this laptop? If you go on groups, you will get. If you want to know the information about the users, you can get. But you need to remember about the shortcut. The shortcut is computermanagement.msc. Okay. Suppose this is the screen. I mean, this is the application that is getting visible for me on the screen now. And if I want to maximize it, how to maximize the shortcut without using mouse? Simple answer. Click on Alt and click on spacebar. And when you get this little box, the options box, you can see here hem is highlighted, right? Under hem there is an underline. Under yes there is an underline. Under N there is an highlight. Under X there is a highlight. So if you click on X, it will become maximize. And if you want to minimize, click on N. Okay. And if you want to make it size, basically it's completely full, right? So that's why it will come. If you want to size it without using mouse also, you can do. You just need to select the size and then choose the arrow symbol accordingly. Down arrow, up arrow, side arrow, left arrow. You click enter, that will go away. That's it. All of it clear? So these are some kind of basics. This is okay. But what exactly you are going to learn as part of DevOps engineer? Okay. For today, basics are completed. I won't tell all the basics on the same day. I will be discussing about the basics for some time daily. Okay. Else you will forget everything. Now let's discuss about the DevOps engineer scope. So every DevOps engineer have to deal with some kind of tools. So what are those tools? First tool, every DevOps engineer he'll be dealing with first tool is work item tracking or work item management. So what are the tools those are available for this activity? In case of Azure DevOps, if you are asking about in case of Azure DevOps, what are those other than Azure DevOps? What are those? In the Azure DevOps, we have a concept, we have a service called Azure Boards. Okay. For the work item management, I mean, we are discussing about this different services. Those are being offered by the Azure DevOps and different other than the Azure services, what we have in the market. We have a product called Jira Dashboard, Jira Boards. This is popular. If you are using Azure DevOps, you are going to use Azure Boards. If you are not going to use Azure DevOps, Jira Boards are the popular thing for the work item management. Second one is version control management. Okay. In case of Azure DevOps, you are going to use Azure repositories, Azure repos basically. Other than Azure DevOps, you are going to use GitHub, GitHub Enterprise, okay, and Bitbucket, and what we have? GitHub Enterprise, or else you can use TF. We'll discuss about TF later. Right. GitHub Enterprise, GitHub, or GitHub Personal. And we have more actually. We'll discuss about in detail. Okay. So what exactly we have other than other service like pipeline management, or you can say continuous integration or continuous deployment or delivery management. In case of Azure DevOps, you are going to deal with Azure pipelines. But then you might heard a word about Jenkins. So in case of Azure DevOps, you are going to use Azure pipelines. In case the project is not using the Azure DevOps, they mostly will be dealing with Jenkins, and in the least case Octopus. Okay. So if you ask me about configuration management. So in the Azure DevOps also, you don't have any configuration management tool, but mostly you'll be using like PowerShell, ESC, or Ansible. These two are configuration management and automation also. We have like F, Puppet, all these things comes under the configuration management. Okay. If you ask me about artifact management, in case of Azure DevOps, you're going to deal with Azure artifacts. Other than ADO, other than Azure DevOps, you're going to deal with any idea? The most popular is JFrog. So these are basically some tools, okay, in the market other than Azure DevOps what you are using. And not only limited to these actually. We have more actually. Okay, I'm just introducing one by one at this point of time. So when you are going to be uh, announcing yourself that you have an experience of 1 year or 6 months in the Azure DevOps exclusively, the first question is what are the Azure DevOps services that you are using in your project? Then your answer should be Azure boards, Azure repos, Azure pipelines, Azure test plans, Azure artifacts. All of it clear? These are the different services of Azure DevOps. Somebody asked a question like, what about data factory? Data factory is a ETL tool. Okay, it's a kind of extraction, transformation, load tool. It doesn't comes under the scope of the Azure DevOps. The data factory is designed to deal with the data operations, whereas the Azure DevOps portal is dealing with the CI/CD operations. All of it clear? So next question would be, uh, what is the URL of the your Azure DevOps organization? Then you have to say like https dev.azure.com/ado name. Whatever the name it is, that will be yours. Okay. So can somebody share the screen? Let me start it right away. We have some practical for today. So who is available to share the screen, please? And by the time, I hope that everybody have created their email IDs, right? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Who is going to share the screen? I told you. From today onwards, we are having the practicals.
I'll share.
Okay, Kamala. I am making you as presenter at this point of time. What exactly we are going to do in this practical part? Simple answer. We are going to create an account in the Azure portal, and we are going to create a DevOps in a account in the ADO. Okay. So how to create a DevOps? How to create an account in the Azure portal first? Simple answer. Go to portal.azure.com. Go to portal.azure.com. Okay, I will tell you the history of the this portal in the later time. Portal.azure.com. That's it. Yeah. Don't pick the first one. Pick the second one. First one is add actually. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Go to the this one. Yep. Now you need to create a one. Click on the create one. You don't have any account in the Azure portal, right? Azure cloud. Yeah.
I have.
That is your account, right? Or anything you have.
I don't have, sir. Thanks.
Okay. I think yesterday you have created a new email ID,
Yes.
right? Yeah. You can pick that ID. That's fine. You can click on. So this is how you are going to create a account in Microsoft Azure cloud. Okay. Yep. Give the complete details. Yes. Mm. I think you have created.
Mm,
Okay. I think it took from the outlook.com itself. Okay, that's fine. Go back.
Go.
Uh, Click on use your email instead. Click use your email instead. No, no. You have the option down.
Use your email list.
Yeah. I mean, once account is created in the outlook.com, it is taking from that itself. If you have not
Okay.
created any this one, go back to this one. That's fine. Go back.
Mhm.
No, no. Go to the initial portal. Portal.azure.com. That's it. Yeah. Click
You
on sign
can.
in. Here you can click on sign in.
Okay.
No, no. You
Yeah.
don't need to create. Yeah. That's it. With that account and it is getting created actually. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. This is the first time. Okay. Click on maybe later. We don't need. Okay. So
Okay.
this is Azure Portal,
Mm.
Microsoft Azure Portal. Okay. This is how you are creating an account in Microsoft Azure Portal. You just need to enter your email ID. As we are using Outlook.com, it is taking automatically. That's it. Nothing much. Okay. In case you are using any Gmail.com or Hotmail.com or something else, or your personal emails, I mean your personal office mail address, then you need to create the things. But because this is the Outlook.com, I mean Outlook email address, it took automatically. That's it. Okay. Now let's go to the portal once. Okay. Every portal, every user, every individual user who are creating an account in the Azure portal will have some specific details. What exactly are those? Every new account, whenever you're creating a new account in Azure portal, you are getting created a identity, and that identity is called as your tenant, and that identity is called as your Azure Active Directory. Okay. So here in the screen you can see an option called Manage Azure Active Directory, right?
Yes.
Click on the view. Okay.
Mm.
Reload the page. Just Control R. Execute Control R. The page will get reloaded. And you need to remember the shortcuts. There.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Click on the Manage Tenants. Okay. Seems some permissions issues are getting duplicated. That's okay. Uh, have you created any portal as of now with this account? No, right? I think this
No.
is new.
No. No. This is new one, sir.
Okay. Now go back to home. Now click on the view. It should not give error actually, but it's giving some challenge for you. Okay, now click on add. That's okay, no issues. Click on add.
Yes.
No. Basically, go back. When you click on view, okay, when you click on view, you should be able to see this primary domain column. In the basic information, you have a tenant ID. Scroll down. No, not there. Come down. Yeah, basic information you can see, right?
Yes, sir.
There you can see a name, and you should be able to see a name. You should be able to see a primary domain actually.
Okay.
Both are not visible because of some errors in the backend.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, every company will have an Azure Active Directory created. Every company, whether you're dealing with, I mean, if Infosys is using Azure, if Wipro is using Azure, every company will be dealing with, I mean, will be having a particular Azure Active Directory for its operations. And the person who is managing this Azure Active Directory is called as global administrator. All of you clear?
Yes.
Everybody who is dealing with Azure, any company or any individual who is creating an account in Azure will have an Azure Active Directory created for themselves. And the person who is managing this Azure Active Directory or the Azure account is called as global admin of the account, global administrator of the account. Okay, that means he has the complete power on the this Azure account to do anything with this. All of you clear? Okay, now Kamala, log out this one please.
Okay.
Sign out. Or else wait. There you can see one notification, right? In the right side there is a column called one pop up. In the right side top, left side. Scroll down a
Let's
little
say
bit.
top.
Quick. Right side top.
Right side up, I can't see
Yeah,
anything.
I mean the blue color line is there. Blue color layout.
Yes.
Yep.
One
Click on that one. So that is called notification area. Okay. If any errors are there, if any warnings or notifications or status will be displayed here. So some error is getting happened in the backend for your account, but it's not visible for you actually. Okay. Yeah. Click on the close this one notification, and beside that notification symbol, you can see some filter funnel left. Click on that one. Okay. So see here the portal is having some issues here. So that's why you are not able to see your directory information. But if you ask me the directory information, what exactly it is, that one C44B, that's okay, cancel. I'll tell you in the next session. Cancel this one. Close this meeting. Close this one.
Okay.
Okay. Simple answer. What are the parameters that you should be aware when you are dealing with Azure Active Directory? First thing is your Azure Active Directory name. So the Azure Active Directory name, the Azure Active Directory ID, the Azure Active Directory license. These three parameters you should be aware of whenever you're dealing with Azure Active Directory. Okay. The ID of the Azure Active Directory is also called tenant ID. So if somebody asks you, can you tell me what is your AAD name or what is your AAD ID or what kind of license that is you are using for your Azure Active Directory, you need to go to here and get the information. Clear? Everybody? Okay. Now we have created a Azure Active. We have created an account in Azure, right? Let's create an account in Azure DevOps. Go to new tab, please. New tab, Control T. Keep using shortcuts so that you will get practice. Okay. Now type dev.azure.com. 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 No, don't go status. Just go to .com. That's it. Don't get tense. Take your time. Okay. Just, yeah. Click on Azure DevOps Services. Now click on Start Free. Cancel this one. Yeah. Click on. That's okay. Yeah. Give the like Kamala ADO. Remove Kamala doublet one line and mention like Kamala ADO. That means this is your personal Azure DevOps account. Okay,
Okay.
you can keep the K as capital. Okay, right. Seems you lost it. Yeah. Now type the captcha details. Okay, so you are creating a personal Azure DevOps organization for you. So whenever you want to create a new account in the Azure portal, you need to go to portal.azure.com. Whenever you want to create a Azure DevOps organization, you need to go to dev.azure.com. Okay. Now type test project. I'll give any name whatever you want.
This project is
Okay, fine. Okay. Now click on create project. Leave as it is. I will explain the parameters later. Okay. So now see here in this portal on top you can see Kamala ADO test project overview summary, right? All of you guys. This area is called as hierarchy. Okay. So that path will let you know where exactly you are. Okay. Suppose in the left side, click on the boards. In the left side, click on the boards. So, okay. Now the path got changed, right? Kamala ADO is the Kamala is the ADO name. Test project is the project name. Boards is the service name. Under boards, you have couple of articles like work items, boards, backlogs, sprints. As you are at the work items, it is showing as work items. Suppose if you click on the sprints, click on the sprints. So now it's changed to sprints in the hierarchy, right?
both sprints.
Okay. So this is how you will be creating a Azure DevOps organization, and this is how you'll be creating an Azure account. This is how you'll be creating a project in the Azure DevOps account. Clear? All of you?
Yes, sir.
So now click on the Kamala ADO in the hierarchy. Okay. If somebody asks you what is the URL of your ADO, this is your ADO. This is your ADO URL. That's what I told you in the notepad. If you go to URL, you can see dev.azure.com/kamala-ado, right? In the URL, you can see. Guys, everybody clear?
Sir.
Yeah. Now it's time for you to create a you create an account in the ADO portal. ADO means Azure DevOps Organization. So Azure DevOps basically. Okay. But ADO means Azure DevOps Organization. In shortcut, we call them ADO. Okay. So it's time for you to create a ADO, account in the ADO portal, Azure DevOps portal. So create the same from your end, please. Everybody, please start. Okay, guys, I need acknowledgement to do practice.
Okay, sir. I'm
Hope
doing.
everybody Hope everybody have created their personal email IDs with outlook.com.
Yes, sir, we have created.
Yeah. Now create your own personal IDO, please, and confirm in 10 minutes. I'm giving you 10 minutes time. So by the time, everybody should be created with this. Okay. Yeah, Kamala, I'll ask you to share again. Until then, I'll share.
Okay, sir.
So now, what you need to know about this one? What you need to know about Azure DevOps organizational skills and Azure Portal. First thing is you need to know about history of the Azure Portal. And second thing you need to know is history of Azure DevOps Portal. Yeah. So I'll discuss about Azure Portal and Azure DevOps Portal. Once you confirm that you are done with the creation of the Azure DevOps account, and everybody needs to create an account in Azure Portal also. Till then, I'm stopping my screen share. Okay. Now the time is 8:30. I will ask for the status at 8:35. I don't think so that more than 5 minutes will take to create the ADO account or Azure account.
Sir, account created, sir.
Okay. Yeah, let's wait for the others to confirm. Finish.
Sir, what to enter for Azure account? I created DevOps account.
You can share the screen, Rajesh. That's fine. I'm giving you printing rights. And please make sure your passwords are not open. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, now type portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Portal, P-O-R-T-A. Portal.azure.com. I think it's created for you. Yeah, click on maybe later. It's okay. Click on maybe later. Yeah. Now click on view.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think some background issues for you also. I mean, for you also a directory is created, but it's happening something like this.
Sir, can I
So
share
how
my
to
screen,
rectify
sir?
the background issue, sir?
Sorry?
How to know about the background issues?
you're getting the error notification in the background in the notifications part, right? In the notification section of the portal, you're getting one error occurred. Yeah, under the notifications, one number,
Okay.
right? Yep, that's one. Error occurred. That's why. Okay. I mean, don't worry. I'll be letting you know how to get these things resolved in the coming classes.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yep.
Sir, can I share my
And
screen?
yeah, Rajesh, please make a
Sir,
note of your. I mean, everybody, not only Rajesh, everybody, please make a note of your Azure DevOps organization account details, your ADO details. Okay. Yeah, Avinash, you can share the screen now. So here you can see for Srinivasa, right? For Srinivas, it worked perfectly, and it came like that primary domain details.
Sir,
Yeah, tell me, Kamla.
with this group, what I have to do, sir?
I'll tell you. We have something to discuss actually.
Okay.
Okay, so if that is worked perfectly and the account is created, this is how exactly Avinash is getting. In the same way, you're going to get the things displayed.
Okay.
Rajesh, go on mute, please. Yeah. Okay,
Sir, I have
so
created the account, sir.
okay, sir, fine.
Sir, I forgot to mention the ADO. Is
Hmm.
it fine? Is it fine, sir?
Hmm. I'm not getting. What is it?
Could I
No, no,
share
I
my
made you.
screen, sir?
I made you printer. You can share the screen. I mean, everybody, please make a note of your ADO name and your yeah ADO URL. No, you can give the details now. That's fine. That's okay. You can give the test project. You can give any name. You don't need to give Sagar Chandra. I mean Sagar Tanda ADO only. You can give any name. For reference purpose, I told. You can give test project. Enter test project or any name that you want to. No spaces, please. Spaces are allowed, but I don't recommend do spaces. Okay, now click on create project. So now Sagar has came with a challenge. Okay, here. Now, as per the instructions, I told you to create ADO. I told you to add ADO, right? So in this case, Sagar didn't mention the ADO, but we give the ADO now. How to change the ADO name? Simple answer. In the hierarchy, click on the Sagar Tandra. In the hierarchy, click on in the hierarchy. Hierarchy. Yes, exactly. Okay, now click on the organization settings in the left side down, left side down. There, go there. Now, under the name section, rename it ADO. No spaces, please. I think you gave, okay, that's fine. You don't need to give your complete name. Mention like Sagar ADO, that is enough, I feel like. So that will be easy to remember. Keep yes capital. Okay, now click on save. Now Everybody is aware. Yeah, click on. You need to type the name there. Sagar ADO. Type Sagar ADO. Yeah, click on save. Now everybody is aware of how to create a new ADO and how to rename the ADO also, right? Clear, guys? Where exactly you need to rename the ADO. So who is going to take the ownership of this batch? Because I mean that person will have to get all the details of the batch. I need from the batch members only, not from the institute. And that person should be noted down everything. And he is going to be the admin of this project. He is going to act as admin of this batch, so that you will get practical experience in the real time. If somebody said you like what kind of role it was in the interview, you can say them like that. I was the admin for my ADO. Kamala, are you in?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay then.
I will take, sir.
Take a note. Okay. So from today onwards, Kamala is your ADO admin. Okay. Kamala, take a notepad and note down all the ADO details and save it in a notepad, please.
Okay.
Guys, share your ADO details with Kamala, please.
Okay, sir.
Mhm.
Kamala, confirm once you got all the details. Okay.
Okay, sir. I have got only 4 details, sir. 4 members details.
Okay. What about others? Rajesh Khanna, you can rename your ADO to shortcut and Chakradhar, you also better rename your ADO to shortcut. I mean, you don't need to have that much lengthy ADO name, because when you are going to access it, it will be easy. It won't be easy for you actually. Sagar, you don't need to go like that to do the bookmark. Okay, you can just
Yes,
click
sir.
on Control D. Click on Control D. I mean, open a new tab. Open a new tab and type access something. Open a
Control
new
D.
tab or
Yes.
access something. Yeah, Control
So,
D. Control D is the
yes, sir.
shortcut for bookmarks. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, remember everybody. In Google Chrome, if you want to make it bookmark, you can click on Control D. Okay.
I changed the name and resend it.
Yeah, I have seen it. Kamala, update your records accordingly, please. Okay. Now, Sagar, go to your Azure portal, please.
How should I go, sir?
Open a new tab and type portal.azure.com. That's it. Control T. Control
Control.
T is the shortcut. T.
Yes, a Control T I'm pressing, but it is not opening.
Okay, you can open a new tab then. Fine. Your cursor need to be on Google Chrome first, and then if you click on something, that will work.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Now type portal.azure.com. Yep. Okay. Now click on maybe later.
Yes.
Yeah. Click on view.
Sir, this one, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So now everybody can see. Oh, for you also it came like this. But before it could. No, I think. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Now, what exactly we are going to do with this Azure Active Directory basically? Okay. Now we are going to create user IDs in this one. First action, how to create a user here. Now click on under the manage, you can see users, right? Yep, go there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can click on new user. Okay, it's not allowing you to do this. That's okay.
It's not. It's not highlighting, sir.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do one thing then. Wait a minute. Let me share my screen. I hope everybody have their personal Azure and our their personal this one, right? AD1 now. Can you see my screen now? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you have your personal ADO and your personal this one, right?
Yes, sir.
But in the real time, it won't be like that in your organizations. When you're part of some company, it won't be like that, right? In the real time, it won't be like that. Like you can't create your personal ADO in the for your purpose, and you can't do the project activities in that, because everybody will have their own company email address, right? So I'm also, I mean, to get you real time experience in the this training batch, I'm also doing the same now. Like I'm going to create a new this one. What do you say? A new company for our operations, and let us start using the same for our activities in the daily routine. Okay. I mean, I just wanted you to know how to create a Azure account, and how to create a Azure DevOps account. That's it. Nothing much. Now, 1 minute. Where is my Pro app? Okay. Okay. It approved now. Okay. In the similar way, I'm also going to. I mean, this is my this one actually my Azure portal basically. Okay, and in this Azure portal, I have multiple Azure Active Directories created for my different purposes basically. Okay, so this is one of the ADO. I mean, sorry, this is one of the Azure Active Directory that I have created, and which are the Active Directories that I have created with this account, this manikanda.ado at outlook.com account. I have created multiple Azure Active Directories. Okay, so where I can see them, when you click on the manage tenants, you can see all the Azure Active Directories. Those are created with this account. So all these are my different Azure Active Directory accounts that I have created till now. Okay, now I will be creating one for this one, for our batch. Okay, so how to create? Simple answer. You need to go to Azure Active Directory and then click on manage tenants, and then click on create and give the name. I want to create the Azure Active Directory only, not B2C. I will explain about B2C and B2B later. Okay. Now I want to create an Azure Active Directory, and for that one, my organization name I want to keep it like Visualpath Placement Batch. Okay, that is my Azure Active Directory name, and that's okay. Anyway, it's not a big deal actually. Whatever it is. So suppose this is our company name. Okay, like infosys.com or like techem.com or whatever wipro.com, whatever it is. This is our company name. Okay, now let me create review press create, or any other name that you want to keep, guys. Anything is fine, tell me. If you want to keep some different name, I'm ready. I'm giving you 2 minutes time. You can search any name if you don't want to keep this your name, your company name that you want to be part of. Okay, I hope this name is fine for everybody. Okay, now this is our Azure Active Directory name. Okay, now let me create this one 3J. It is telling that tenant creation is in progress. This will take a few minutes. Okay. I hope now everybody is clear. I mean, if somebody asks you what is your Azure Active Directory ID or your tenant ID, if somebody asks you, then you have to tell them like it will be shown in the properties of the AID. And if somebody asks you if tenant ID and Azure Active Directory ID are same or not, you have to say yes, both are same only. All of it clear? I think it's created or not. Let me verify. Yep,
Excuse
it is
me, sir.
created now. Yeah.
Sir, how to create the authentication, sir? Like Google authentication or Microsoft authentication, like that.
Uh, I mean, what I
Before
got in my
login, you are,
phone.
yeah. Before login, you are getting the authentication,
Uh,
right? To your mobile phone, like that.
you need to enable with the Authenticator app actually.
We need any permission or license regarding the organization, like that, sir?
You don't need actually. I'll tell you the path. Don't worry. Okay. Now you can see this Azure Active Directory. In shortcut, we call them AAD. Okay. In shortcut, we call it as AAD. So I want to switch it over to this one because right now I'm part of Visualpath batch, but I want to switch it to Visualpath placement batch. So let me switch on this. So when I switch on this, what happens? My default directory will be changed to this one. Clear? So this is my tenant ID, this is my name, and this is my domain ID. And my ID, my Azure ID is free license. I'm not paying anything for this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to create users for you, user IDs for you. Okay. Uh, okay. Guys, send me your names in the chat, please. So that I'll create user IDs for you. No, I'm not asking you radio name. I'm asking your personal names. I mean, take a screenshot of the username and password when I'm creating it. Okay, all of you guys. So what we'll say like EB1001. So guys, for everybody, password will be test123 $. You need to change when you're logging. Okay. Guys, I have created user IDs for you, and hope you have taken the information about the user IDs. Just log out your Azure portal and Azure DevOps portal, and you'll try to log in with these details. PB1001, 1002, whatever your ID that is getting replicated here, displayed here, and your password. And let me know the result.
Sir, excuse me.
Yep. Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
say
I
that.
did not. I want.
1 minute. Let me know if I miss anybody. I mean, I have created for the usernames that I have displayed there. Actually, yeah, you can give it right now. And this is your user ID and password is I sent you in the chat. Test 123 $, T capital. Did I miss anybody still? Yep. I don't know. I think I didn't miss anybody. Okay, guys. Now log into your Azure portal and try to log in with the password and let me know if any changes. Guys, acknowledgement please. Check your login and let me know. And I'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay. Guys, all of you verified?
Sir, sir, excuse me.
Sir.
Could you please
1 minute,
scroll
sir,
down?
1 minute.
Sorry?
Sir, could you please scroll down once? I mean, I'm not getting it.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I'm unable to log in. Sir.
Same, sir. I am also unable to log in, sir, actually.
Is it?
Mm.
Okay. I expected this one. But let me see.
I'm actually
Kamala, you can share the
Both
screen.
I
You
logged
can
in both.
share the screen. You can log out. I mean, click on sign out now. Click on sign out on top, left side, right side top. Okay. Now, yeah. Now click on use another account. Now type the username PB100. What's the company ID? PB
PB. Small letters, right?
P1005. Anything you can, that's no issues. Or else I send you in the chart. Pick the
PB
value from there.
100.
I sent you in the chart. Pick the value from there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir. I'll see it. PB1005 @
You can
Visual
copy
Path.
paste. You can copy paste. You don't need to type.
Oh, okay, sir. No. Oh. Amma, please.
Kamala, you don't need to type. Some kind of spelling mistakes will become. If you go to chart window, you will get the value there. I send you in the chart. Anybody is able to log into successfully to a Azure portal, or for others also same challenge?
Yes, sir. I am.
Yes, sir, I logged in.
I'm also logged in.
Okay. Did you reset your password?
Sir, we have changed the password.
Okay, fine, sir. What about others?
Yes, sir. Changed the password.
Kamala, you need to give at least 5 to 10. I mean, between 8 characters, I think, from
Okay.
6 to 8 characters. I sent you an example for reference. You can check.
Baba,
Kamala, go to chart window and find the reference. I sent you for reference. In that way, you can give so that you will get rid of this error.
okay, sir.
Okay, I hope now everybody is able to log into their accounts, right?
Yes, sir.
What about others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Najib, Chakradhar, Avinash,
Yes, sir.
Kamala is able to log in.
Yes,
Rajesh,
sir. I log.
Sagar.
Just 7 members.
Yes, sir. I logged in.
Okay, now,
Yes.
so when you're talking about users in the Azure Active Directory, basically two kind of users will be there. Okay, those are called, first one is member user and the second one is guest user. So member user is like that. You are giving this details like for member user you will be getting something like PB at the rate, right? Yeah, click on never. Click on never, Kamala.
Sir,
You can click on never on rights.
okay. 1 minute, sir. Click on
Okay. No, you are getting a prompt like you need to save the password. You can click on never.
never. Okay, okay. Where it is?
I think that window is getting this blocked by this GoToMeeting ID. GoToMeeting, this one. That's okay. Leave it. I'll tell you
Okay.
by sharing my screen.
Never.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Hope everybody can see my screen now,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Sure.
whenever you're creating a new user ID, how exactly I'm going? I'm clicking a new user and giving the details here, right?
Yes, sir.
By picking the create user and I'm giving the user details here, right? This is called AAD member user. Okay, this is called AAD member user. But if you want to create user ID for an email, suppose like this is here, right? And I want to invite someone like this. Which ID I have here? Let me get it from the charts. Okay. Suppose like Kamala, what's your email ID? Kamala? Get it. Double 19.
The
Or anybody.
8819
You can
8819
type on. Okay.
@outlook.com.
Okay. This one.
User.
So now I want Kamala Gmail ID to be logged in as user for this AID actually. So what I did is I just invited her. Okay. So here, if you see here, can you see
Yes.
what is the
Yes,
difference
sir.
between guest user and member user? Member user will have this domain name as the @
Okay.
okay, but the guest user will have at this one,
Okay.
and the
Extension.
property type user type is for the email ID that you are inviting to be part of this Azure Active Directory will be guest, but the user ID which is created by clicking on new user will be member. All of you clear about this one? Two differences. So in Azure Active Directory, you can create two kinds of users. One is the member user and another one is the guest user. All of you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Guest user means creating a user ID by entering the user's email ID. Member user is creating a user ID by giving some name in the AID properties. That's it. Okay. And if somebody asks you what is user principal name, then this is user principal name. All of you clear? This complete, PB1002 is the user ID and this is called the domain name. And when you are entering the complete details in a single type, that is called user principal name, in shortcut UPN. Okay, the question is what is UPN? In brackets, user principal name. All of it clear? What is UPN? Simple answer. Users
Sir, we are
login
unable to
ID.
see the screen, sir.
What about others?
I'm visible, sir.
I am visible, sir.
Okay. Users login ID with domain name.
Where you are writing, we can't see that.
Okay. Users
Yes,
login ID with domain name is called as UPN of the user. That means PB1001 at Visualpath placement batch dot on Microsoft.com. I mean, whatever the user ID, you can say like user ID at. Okay. This is called UPN, user principal name. All of it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, any questions about user creation? And I mean, yep. Kamala, you should receive an invite to your email ID. Check it once by this
Okay.
time.
Yes, sir. I got it. I think so.
Sir,
Yes,
what
sir.
is the major difference? What is the major difference between the guest user and this one, sir? We have created in Microsoft Azure user.
This is called AD native user. This is called AD guest user. The major difference is nothing basically. But for this user, you can reset the password. But this guest user, you cannot reset the password.
We give the permissions are all equal, sir. We have like for
Basically,
providing
permissions also will be different actually. I mean, the basic permissions will be there for both of the users are same, but there are some extent that you need to extend for the guest users.
okay, sir.
Clear?
Yes.
I mean, we will be discussing about this in the coming classes. Don't worry. Okay.
Yes, yes. Sir, are we going to start the classes from the Azure DevOps or DevOps? How we are doing like structures? Means we have to start with the DevOps or Azure.
Sorry.
No, sir. What am I intention is that how we are going to go to the topics? Means we are starting the DevOps or else like GitHub. How we going to start the classes?
Don't worry, Sagar. Right now we are discussing about very basics. Once you're done with the basics, I'll start the discussion about the DevOps concepts. Okay. But these are mostly required. These are most required basics for the to understand the dealing with DevOps actually.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I got the mails from Azure DevOps and Microsoft invitations on behalf of Visualpath.
Yeah. Can you share your screen so that others will be able to see?
Okay.
I'm promoting you as presenter. Okay. So whenever you invited somebody to be part of this DevOps, I mean Azure Active Directory as a guest user, the user will get an email like this. Okay. I mean you can click on accept invitation. Kamala, that's fine. No issues. I mean you are not going to use anyway this user ID because you have created a user ID for this domain.
Okay, sir.
Now I hope everybody got an idea like how exactly in the real time your friends or your colleagues or yours email IDs will be created or login IDs will be created, right? I mean, here we have used extension called Visualpath placementbase.com, but in real time that could be infosys.com or wipro.com or techm.com, whatever it is. This is how it will be created, a user ID for the new user in the company. Clear? Basically, the major difference between guest user and member user is, for member user, you can reset the password. For guest user, you cannot reset the password. Because for guest user, you are not setting the password. You are just inviting. The guest user email ID password only, username and password. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about the history of the DevOps, and from tomorrow onwards, the concepts will be starting. I mean, the practicals are started today itself. I hope today you got to know about how to create a new Azure account and how to create a new Azure DevOps account, right?
Yes, sir.
And you got to know how to rename the Azure DevOps organization if you want to. And where do you want to, where do you, I mean, if somebody asks you, where do I need to go to rename the ADO name? I think you can answer now.
Yes.
Sir, could I ask one question, sir?
Yep.
Sir, we know the Azure, sir, cloud technology. What is the combination of Azure and DevOps, sir? I'm listening. Actually, I heard
Sorry?
first time.
No, come again.
Actually, we know. I know the Azure cloud, sir. What is the
Okay.
combination of Azure and DevOps combination? Is there
I mean,
sir?
don't worry, Saga. We're going to discuss on in one day actually the concept. I mean, not more than late by 1 week actually. Within 1 week, we're going to discuss about these differences. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm stopping the recording now.